Have you ever started something with excitement only to abandon it halfway? Maybe you began learning a language but stopped after 2 weeks. Maybe you started writing a book, bought all the supplies, but the notebook still sits empty. Or maybe you have 10 projects half done, and every time you look at them, you feel guilty. If that sounds like you, if your life is filled with unfinished dreams, then this story is for you. Because once there was a man who couldn't finish anything, he started. Until one encounter taught him the secret that changed everything. Stay with me until the end. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green hills and winding roads, there lived a young carpenter named Marcus. Marcus was 28 years old, talented with his hands, and full of creative ideas. But Marcus had one problem that haunted him every single day. He couldn't finish anything. His workshop was a graveyard of half-built furniture, a chair with 3 legs, a table without a surface, a cabinet with no doors. Every corner held the ghost of an abandoned dream. When neighbors asked, "Marcus, when will that bookshelf be ready?" he would smile nervously and say, "Soon. I just need to work on something else first." But soon never came. His father, a respected carpenter who had taught Marcus everything, would visit the workshop and sigh deeply. "My son," he would say, shaking his head, "a carpenter is not measured by how many projects he starts. He is measured by how many he finishes." Marcus would nod, promise to do better, and then, "Start another project," he told himself. "This time will be different. This chair will be the one I complete." But within days, a new idea would spark, a better design, a more exciting challenge, and the half-finished chair would join the others, gathering dust in the corner. Marcus felt ashamed, but he couldn't stop the pattern. Every night, he lay in bed surrounded by the weight of incomplete things. The guilt pressed on his chest like a heavy stone. He whispered to the darkness, "Why can't I finish what I start? What's wrong with me?" One spring morning, Marcus received the opportunity of his life. The mayor's daughter was getting married, and she wanted a special wedding gift for her husband, a hand-carved wooden chest, beautiful and unique. She came to Marcus's workshop, saw his talent in the half-finished pieces, and said, "I know you can create something magnificent. I'll pay you well. I need it in 3 months." Marcus's heart leaped. This was his chance. This would be the project that proved he could finish. He accepted immediately. For the first 2 weeks, he worked with passion. The chest began to take shape. The wood was perfect. The carvings were exquisite. Everyone who saw it said, "Marcus, this will be your masterpiece." But then, he saw a beautiful design for a wooden jewelry box in a book. "Just a small project," he told himself. "I'll finish it quickly, then return to the chest." The small project became a medium project. Then another idea came, then another. 3 months passed like water through his fingers. The wedding day arrived. The chest sat in the corner of his workshop, still unfinished. No lid, no lock, half of the carvings incomplete. Marcus stood at his workshop door, listening to the wedding bells ring in the distance. The mayor's daughter had hired another carpenter. Marcus had lost the job, lost the money, lost his reputation, but worse than all of that, he had lost respect for himself. He sat on the floor of his workshop, surrounded by dozens of unfinished pieces, and for the first time in his life, he cried. Not because he had failed once, but because he had failed the same way over and over for years. He looked at his hands, skilled hands that created beautiful beginnings but never beautiful endings, and whispered, "I'm tired of being the man who almost did something great." That evening, broken and desperate, Marcus walked to the edge of the village where an old master carpenter named Samuel lived. Samuel was known for two things: his perfect craftsmanship and his silence. He rarely spoke, but when he did, his words carried the weight of decades. Marcus knocked on the workshop door. Samuel opened it, looked at Marcus's red eyes, and simply said, "Come in." The workshop was small but immaculate. Every tool had its place, every surface was clean, and in the center of the room sat a simple wooden stool, perfect in every detail. "Master Samuel," Marcus said, his voice shaking, "I can't finish anything. I have talent, I have ideas, but I can't complete what I start. How do you do it? How do you finish everything perfectly?" Samuel didn't answer immediately. Instead, he picked up a small block of wood and a carving knife. He sat down and began to carve, slowly and deliberately. After several minutes of silence, he spoke. "Marcus, do you see this wood?" Marcus nodded. "Inside this wood is a spoon, but right now, the spoon is trapped. Invisible, my job is to remove everything that is not the spoon." He carved away a thin layer. "If I stop now, it's just damaged wood." Worthless. He carved another layer. "If I stop now, it's still nothing, just more damaged wood." He continued, stroke by stroke, patiently. "But if I keep going, if I remove one layer, then another, never stopping until the spoon emerges, then I have created something complete, something useful, something valuable." Samuel looked directly at Marcus. "Every project has a wilderness period. The beginning is exciting. New ideas, new possibilities. The end is satisfying, completion, pride, results. But the middle? The middle is where dreams go to die." He held up the half-carved wood. "The middle is hard, boring, frustrating. You doubt yourself. New ideas seem more exciting. That's when most people quit." But here's the secret, Marcus. Finishing is not about motivation. Motivation fades. Finishing is about commitment to the process, even when it's no longer exciting. Samuel placed the half-carved wood in Marcus's hands. "For the next 30 days, I want you to do something different. Choose one project, just one, the smallest, simplest project in your workshop, and I want you to make a promise. You will touch that project every single day, even if only for 10 minutes, until it is complete, even if you don't feel like it, even if it's boring, even if a better idea comes." He leaned closer. "Finish one thing, Marcus, just one, because the man who can finish one thing can finish anything." Marcus returned home that night, holding the half-carved wood like a sacred object. He looked around his workshop at the chaos of unfinished projects and made a decision. He chose the simplest piece, a small wooden stool, started months ago, needing only a few hours of work to complete. "This one," he said aloud. "I will finish this one." The next morning, before his mind could create excuses, he worked on the stool for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't glamorous. But he did it. Day 2, 10 minutes. Day 3, 10 minutes. On day 5, a new idea came. A brilliant design for a mirror frame. His hands itched to start it, but he remembered Samuel's words. He touched the stool instead. 10 minutes. Some days he worked for 10 minutes. Some days, once he started, he worked for an hour because the momentum carried him. But he never skipped a day. On day 12, something shifted. The stool was nearly finished. He could see the end, and for the first time in years, he felt something he had forgotten. Pride. Not pride in starting, pride in continuing. On day 18, he sanded the final surface. On day 21, he applied the last coat of finish. On day 23, the stool was complete. Marcus placed it in the center of his workshop and sat on it. It held his weight perfectly. It was simple, but it was finished. Whole, complete. He felt something break inside him, not in a painful way, but like a dam releasing pressure. Tears came, but this time they were different. For the first time in his life, he understood. He was not broken. He just needed to learn how to finish. He chose a second project, then a third. Each time, the same rule. Touch it every day until complete. No jumping to new ideas, no abandoning halfway. Weeks became months. Marcus's workshop transformed. The half-finished graveyard disappeared, replaced by completed furniture, each piece a testament to commitment. 6 months later, the mayor's daughter returned. She had heard about Marcus's transformation. "Can you still make me that wedding chest?" she asked. "For our anniversary?" Marcus smiled. "Yes, and this time, I will finish it." And he did. My friend, Marcus's story is not just about carpentry. It's about you. It's about me. It's about every person who has started something with passion but left it incomplete. Here's the truth. Finishing is a skill, not a talent. And like any skill, it can be learned. Remember 3 things. First, the middle is always hard. That's not a sign you should quit. That's a sign you're exactly where every successful person has been. Second, finished beats perfect. A completed simple project is worth more than 10 brilliant ideas that never happened. Third, touch it daily, even 10 minutes, because consistency defeats motivation every single time. So here's my challenge to you. Look around your life, at the half-read books, the abandoned goals, the projects you started with excitement but left behind. Choose one, just one, the smallest one, and make a promise. For the next 30 days, you will touch that project every single day, even if only for 10 minutes until it is complete. Because the moment you finish one thing, you prove to yourself that you can finish, and that changes everything. You are not a person who can't finish. You are a person who hasn't learned how to finish yet. But today, that changes. If this story gave you the push you needed to finally complete something, give this video a like and share it with someone who has dreams collecting dust. Drop a comment telling me, what's the one project you're going to finish in the next 30 days? Let's hold each other accountable. I'll be back with another story to keep you growing. Until then, remember, stop starting new things. Start finishing old